It takes trust in him. It takes faith. But see, we try to have these surface level solutions to these problems. We wonder why these things keep going right back. Right? We get into one relationship that we know is bad, then we go to the same exact relationship with somebody else that was worse than that person, that was just like that person. And we wonder why we go to that. It grows right back in our life. I'm going to tell you something right now. Until you learn to dig deep, nothing will change. That surface level issue will keep growing, will keep coming back and back and back until you learn to get down to the root. Because when you get to the root of a problem, you dig it up. You dig up all those seeds of doubt, all those seeds of fear. You replace those seeds with seeds of faith. That's how you grow something new. So I'm going to be honest with you right now. A lot of y'all labeled a bridge. A lot of you came up with a bridge, but I'm going to be real. I'm going to say 99% to protect me. But that ain't the bridge. It's something that's way deeper inside you. The reason that you treat people a certain type of way, the reason that you accepted something is something deeper. Maybe it was a past relationship. Maybe it's 10 years ago. Maybe it's 20 years ago. Maybe it was something somebody told you in school. Told you that you weren't good enough, that you were bullied. You think those things are funny. But those things get rooted inside of us. Maybe you've been fired from a job a long time ago, so now you think you're not good enough for anything. So when somebody comes in your life and reminds you that you're not good enough, you sit there and believe it. And then you start living a lie. That's not you. You believe all these things about you, and that's what you become a lie. Those lies that tell you that I'm not, the I'm nots I talked about earlier. Trust me, I was there. Those limited beliefs, living inside your limitations, and expecting to be free. Think about that. So I need you to get down to that real bridge. And to be honest with you, can I be real with y'all tonight? Can I tell y'all some personal stuff? You ain't gonna go on social media and tweet it, right? I don't care if y'all do anyway. To be honest with you, last year, even when I came out to the Bay, I was probably going through one of the hardest times in my life. I was standing on stage just to give hope, to feel hopeless, encouraging people and going back to the back and crying and feeling empty. When I'm living the purpose that God has for my life, and I know it. But I had all these things that were rooted inside of me from my childhood, rooted inside of me from high school, from the NFL, that made me tell myself that I'm not good enough, that I don't deserve this, that made me ask the question all the time, why me, Lord? Why me? I'm an imperfect person. This weight is too much to hold. I can't talk to 4 million people. It's too much. I don't want this weight. So I have to be real with myself, like I'm going to ask you to do. I said, Trent, man up. Stop being a little boy and man up and dig deep. You can come with these surface level solutions all you want. The things that drown out the pain, the things that make you feel good, the quotes, the books that you read. But until you dig deep, it will come back. And you will keep believing that that's you and that's a lie you know. So I said, okay, well, I asked myself this one question. I might encourage you to ask yourself this too. I asked myself, why? Why? Why do I think I'm not enough? Why do I ask God, why me? Why do I think I'm going to lose people? So I said, let's go back to the NFL. Putting in my all, not realizing that God was protecting me. Yeah. God was closing the door that I was trying to keep open to protect me. And I want to tell you right now, God is not punishing you. He's protecting you. God is not punishing you. He's preparing you. And I know that season is hard. You're like, Trent, but you don't understand my season. Trust me, I know that season is hard. I know how it feels to have suicidal thoughts. When everybody thinks I have it all together. I know how it feels to be broken. And y'all know it because y'all coming on the video. Trent, something wrong with you. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Knowing I was hurt inside. Let me tell you something about season. No storm lasts forever. Yeah. The sun will shine again. But you gotta have faith that it will. Yeah. You gotta realize, I don't know if y'all heard Flo just say, he said you can't move forward till you know where it came from. And he says there's no strength without pain. At the foundation of all strength is pain. No growth, no struggle. But all those things sounded good to me at that moment. I was like, Trent, I ain't trying to hear that right now. I'm hurting. But some of us are in seasons that we're no longer supposed to be in, honestly. Some of us put ourselves in seasons that God never intended for us to be in the first soul from me, literally. Took my soul from me. I'm like, well, if I give my all, I'm still going to lose. Why am I doing this, God? Why? I got mad at him. I said, why'd you bring me this far? You could have like let me get cut in high school and let me get on with my life. Because I'm tired of going home and people know I'm cutting to the paper and everybody asking me and stuff like that. I'm tired of that. So I said, Trent, that's not it. Dig deeper. So I went back to high school. The same thing. Getting cut. Getting placed on the bench. But fighting through it, opportunity after opportunity, they moved me forward. But it was crazy because every time I succeeded in high school, once I got to my senior year and I succeeded, I lost the people closest to me. My squad, my boys, became jealous of my life. And so I'm like, God, why give me more just to lose? And from that moment on, I associated every game with a loss. I became fearful to be successful. I became fearful to grow because I knew if I grow, I would have to lose people along the way. And that's hard when you lose people you truly care about. So I said, Trent, that's not it. Be real with yourself. Be a man and dig deeper. Get to this root. So I went back to my childhood. I had great parents. An awesome mom and dad. I had two older brothers that taught me everything. They taught me what to do and what not to do. But I always stood out. And I don't say this to put myself on a pedestal or to brag, but I always stood out because those two guys made me who I am today. In sports and school and everything else. They wanted me to be better than them. But every time people would come around, I always be about Trent, Trent, Trent. And I was scared that my brothers would start to envy me, be jealous of me, not to like me no more. So what did I do? I suppressed everything. I was teaching myself at a young age not to celebrate any accomplishment. And anything you suppress, I don't care what emotion it is. If you suppress it long enough, I promise you, it will turn into depression. I didn't want to make people feel uncomfortable. And even today, I'm not talking about being humble. That's a different story. But I was like overly humble. Overly humble. So people come, Trent, you helped save my life. You led me to Christ. That's cool. Thank you. I'm glad God used me. I was teaching myself not to appreciate the blessings that God gave me. That's one of the worst prisons to ever be in, to live your purpose, but still feel empty while doing it. What I changed was I realized this. Nothing over the top, no magic strategy for you. I told myself, Trent, looked in the mirror and said, man up and stop tripping. You know good and well your family and your brothers love you. You know good and well God's gonna remove people. You know, Trent, you say it all the time. The best way God acts in your life, sometimes he got us to try. God will remove people for your protection, not to punish you, but to help you. You know those things. So I replaced all those beliefs with God's truths. Now stop lying to myself. So San Francisco, what you been lying to yourself about for all these years? I'm not worth the relationship. I'm not worthy. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm a failure. What you been lying to yourself about? And we all do it at some point in time. What's keeping you in those chains? What's keeping you in that bondage, San Francisco? So I'll tell you right now, the only way, the only way to harbor true strength, embody it, is to conquer pain at its deepest level. You gonna break the cycle tonight or what? You gonna break the cycle tonight or what? This is the moment for me that we move on and we live free and we realize we identify. Sometimes it might take you a week or two. I get it. But it's time for you to break that cycle that maybe your parents' generational curses that passed down from you. Maybe their parents didn't love your parents. And now they treat you a certain type of way. Those impossibilities people place on your life, that your parents sometimes place on your life. I'm glad I didn't have parents like that. They encouraged me to do whatever God has called me to do. But sometimes, like, when it was impossible to them, they had placed those impossibilities in your life. couldn't do, what they couldn't be, has nothing to do with what you can do.
Yes, yes.
You don't have to follow that same cycle. Break it. Because your children, your friends, the people around you deserve better. Especially parents in here. Stop passing down hurt to your kids.
Yes.
Be there for your kids. Stop being on social media more than you are with your kids. I'm serious because I talk to kids every single day. Every day. I'm like, Trent, I'm like, kid, or whatever your name is, Jimmy. That's a bad name to come on with. Why don't you go to your parents, go home. Talk to them. Say, Trent, I wish I could, but my parents aren't there for me. And a lot of people wonder why kids turn to the world instead of home, because when they go home, they have more problems, more conflict, more dysfunction. And so they go to places where they feel at peace, at least where they feel some type of love. We can't complain about this generation of what's going on until we accept the responsibility that we are the teachers. So what's your life putting out? And I ain't talking about with words, because words lie, actions don't, like I told you before. You can tell your kids everything you want. Don't do this, don't do that. They're watching what you do. They're following your footsteps. So leave a path, live a life where following you have to have it all together, but they should see you praying. They should see you in the midst of your struggle, still smiling, still believing in God. You plant a seed in your kid every single day. Every day. With the relationships you accept, how you talk, every single day you plant a seed in your child or children's life. So my question to you right now is, what seed are you planting?